Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a review for you. This is actually a special review to a YouTuber out there that recently commented on something I picked up. So I went ahead and went full blast on it. And this is going to be my review on Volume 2 of Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. This is issue number 1 of Volume 2. I do not have Volume 1. This was something I picked up about maybe about 2 months ago, like right around the time I started the channel. It wasn't the first Amethyst book I picked up. The first time I've encountered Amethyst was in the 52 run, and specifically in the Futures End storyline. She is predominant throughout the storyline, and I kind of fell in love with her character. I didn't know anything about her. So I've been kind of going backwards, and the fact that she's shown up more recently, I kind of have a feeling that DC might use her. Like we might get a show, cartoon, maybe even a movie, who knows. But they have been using her a lot lately. She just showed up on Free Comic Book Day. So I find it kind of weird that they have been like kind of using her, especially since she had kind of like, as far as I know, died out around like the 90s to like the 2010s basically. Again, I do have this first issue. I think this is in the same series, but this was my first ever original pickup from Amethyst, and I love the black with the purple. I mean, you can see Amethyst right there. I just thought it was a really cool cover, and that's what led me into my further picking up stuff. So I have those two, and then I have from Water Comics, her recent #1, and I think this is 2019 or 20 maybe. I'd have to open it up to find out, but I have not read this one yet. I'm probably going to read it right after this one, and I might do another single review on that one. But let's get into this one. First off, they do not do a good job of catching you up with the story. I thought there was going to be like a little, intro. Hey, this happened in Volume 1. Nope. They kind of just, start you right in the, I will say, the art was really well done. I did not know the artist or the writer, and it is, the writer is Dan, I know I'm going to mispronounce this, but Mishkin and Gary Cohen. And then the artist is Rick Estrada and Ernie Colin. All four of those names are brand new to me, but that's not to say I might not have ever read anything or might not have seen their art. I'm really bad with associating names with people unless I have the faces and stuff to go with. I'm already bad with names. I say this like every video. Alright, so so it starts us out, and we're with Amethyst, and she is in Amethyst form, and for some reason she has been traveling through a portal from Gemworld to Earth. It took me a while to figure this out, but they kind of just start you in there. I don't know why she was going back to Earth from Gemworld. They don't explain that. I guess I'd have to read the first volume, which hopefully soon I might be able to, or eventually. But they just show her traveling through this portal. Eventually this creature tries to eat her. She realizes that while fighting the creature, because it is dark and it's a portal supposedly, even though it does not look dark here, but she is having a hard time seeing, to the point where she has lost the Earth portal. She uses the little like fish dragon type thing to light up the area that she's in, and she does find the portal and makes it back to her Earth home. I did not know this, but when she goes to Earth, supposedly there's very little magic left on Earth. That supposedly the Geminites that were here when they were originally on Earth, and when they left to Gemworld, they took most of the magic with them. So when Amethyst comes back to Earth, she changes into Amy. And they kind of show it right here on the front cover, Amy all the way into Amethyst. So they do show her, and she does, this is kind of where you get a little catch up. They talk about like her 3 big villains in the first volume, which was Dark Opal, I think that's her biggest villain, and then Carnelian and Sardonax. Um, we do kind of see all three of them in this issue. They don't pop up in their like main villain forms, but we'll get to it. They do kind of jet back to Gem World, and they have the Prince Topaz, and he is traveling to, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like Aquafina Island, Aquamarina Island, and she's going there supposedly to he's going there supposedly to a volcano that someone told him Amethyst was there. So he's on a ship, filled with pirates, and at first they are all for serving him, and then when they get there, there's like all these monsters and stuff, and they quickly like change on the prince. The prince has to use like magic and stuff, and eventually like the pirates do best him, and they throw him off the ship. Luckily, like shown right here, the kind of soldiers of Aquamarina recognize Prince Topaz and pick him up and take him to the island. He starts explaining why he's come to the island, because they're kind of weirded out that he's even there. And he explains about, that he was told that Princess Amethyst is there. And they kind of just think he's crazy. They don't know what he's talking about. They have not seen Princess Amethyst on their island at this time or for a long time before that. He does show, he kind of points at this volcano where they had said that, that's where Princess Amethyst was, and they're like, okay, well, you can go check it out, but I mean, we haven't seen anybody like that. And so he does go check it out, and I think this is a first appearance of this Fire Jade is her name, a new villain that shows up. But it is not Princess Amethyst that is in the cave, it is this Fire Jade lady, and she quickly, she uses magic, and she basically kind of like knocks out Prince Topaz, but puts him in this dreamlike state. And then they kind of flip back to Amethyst. They show here that her and her Earth family, like her mom and her dad, and I don't know who the other people are. They do mention a friend named Emerald. And she calls her Emmy, but they do show they're just at a barbecue chilling out. Emmy explains some of the magic dealings, because Emerald is able to use some of her magic, but it's because she uses like earth drawn, like nature drawn powers, and that's why Amethyst can't use hers, because hers are specifically from the Gem World type thing. They are trying to enjoy like a barbecue, and all of a sudden they hear like a loud crash, and they all run to the front to see who it is. And it is a man that to Amethyst's surprise and Emerald, that looks strikingly like Dark Opal, but in a human form. They also meet a young boy named Carl, and eventually when he pulls out his hand, because they ask him to play on the piano, he has like this claw thing, and I guess this is a sign that he was this bad guy in Gem World, but he's that one of the bad guys I mentioned in the beginning, the Carnelian. They don't, the guy that is supposed to be Dark Opal, and the Carnelian guy, they don't recognize Amy and Emerald. Not that they're letting on. They're just supposedly like two people that are moving in next door kind of thing, and they're meeting their neighbors, and that's all it is. Amethyst and Emerald think it's something different. They do go back to Gem World, and it's like this council setting where it's like Dark Opal. He hold this reign over Gem World, and now the leaders are kind of getting back their world, and they're trying to set up like in a peaceful, organized way, like how to do so. All the elites, like they have this Lord Ruby and Lady Topaz, and all these different people of power that are trying to not only talk about events that are going on, like the rumbling that they kind of briefly mention that they've something that nature-wise has been causing Gem World some turmoil, but they also kind of like, it's this whole like royals and who's going to lead and who's their current leader type thing, and it's a bunch of bickering between the wealthy elite type thing. There is a bunch of mention that Princess Amethyst was there, that she would lead them into greatness and this and that, and prevail over the petty bickering type thing. We go back into Fire Jade, and it is revealed that one of the members of the council is one of those bad guys in disguise that we mentioned at the beginning. His name was like Sardonax, but we find out that Sardonax is like spying with this Fire Jade, and she's, he's giving her information from the council type thing. We also see that what Fire Jade was kind of doing with Prince Topaz, that she put him in this dreamlike state, and then she's like messing with his dreams. She makes him like believe that that his father is trying to kill him, and then he has to kill his father, and then everybody turns on him because he killed his father, and basically like everybody that he knows, including Princess Amethyst, not only leaves him but rejects him. And eventually it's like this whole betrayal thing where it's like, Fire Jade's like, oh, I'll never leave you, I'll never betray you type thing, will you be mine? And he's like, yes, because he's all been bewitched by the magic and stuff, and they kind of show at the bottom, like him giving the approval, and they kind of show some other, and it's like briefly mentioned, but they show here like some of the problems that Gemworld is having with the natural disasters type thing, and they show like some of Gemworld's citizens walking down a path, and all of a sudden, like an earthquake happens. They go back into this the royal castle where Amethyst's family, where her castle is, but the Citrina is supposed to be like a powerful witch or something. They show her in the bed, but it looks like she's on her last leg, about to die or something like that, and she has sent out a like psychic message to Amethyst. It somehow activates Amethyst's magic, and kind of like an SOS, and like Amethyst is shown here dreaming, and all of a sudden she changes into Amethyst and takes off, but weirdly she leaves Amy's form behind. Emerald is like really weirded out because she doesn't know how Amy is still there, and Amethyst took off because she witnessed Amethyst took off. At the same time, like her family comes in and tries to like wake up Amy because it was kind of a loud commotion and everything, and Emerald's like freaking out, like, no, you can't wake her. If you wake her, like, it might kill Amethyst and Amy type thing. We do see that Amethyst was transported back to Citrina, and she gets there, and basically, she's trying to find out why Citrina had called her and reached out to her, and the servant that was watching over Citrina just explains that that she hasn't said anything and hasn't moved, and doesn't know how the call was even made. We know that it was psychically done because Citrina was like dreaming or something. But that's basically it. And at the end it says, will the cost of Amethyst's return to Gemworld be Amy's life? It says, is Citrina truly at death's door? Who is the mysterious Fire Jade, and what does she plan for Prince Topaz and the other nobles? Action, romance, danger, and intrigue await Amethyst, Princess in Gemworld #2. It says, be here or be square, and it does say that. Last but not least, I always read these, the editor notes and stuff. This is a timepiece, right? 1985. And I was just reading that it has this whole article about how DC is specifically out for some Marvel blood. And you don't see that too often, but they were kind of mad at this article in Marvel Age 19, where Marvel Age 19 kind of talks a mess about DC, I don't know, it was a really good article. There's some other good articles about what people thought about Amethyst and stuff like that. Also a very nostalgic ad of some toys maybe some of us know, maybe some of us have never seen, but I grew up with these toys. I had every single one of them but the Brainiac. I still have my Flash, but my Flash is in horrible condition, but I still have my, the same one that I grew up with. But yeah, Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld #1. Really good read. It was fun. The art was amazing, even though it is dated, but nonetheless, it was still just as good. And can't believe I didn't read it till now. So thank you, Miss O, for bringing this up and had me come home and search for these. But these are the 3 issues that I do currently have, and that's it. But that's on my review. If I ever get an issue number 2, you know, we'll continue on this review. I probably am going to go read Amethyst number 1 on this one, and we might get a review on that one. Like, comment, subscribe, share, you know, all that good mumbo jumbo. Evil, we'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a great new comic book day. Hopefully, I get to see a whole bunch of cool stuff, and you'll get to see what I picked up. Alright, guys. Bye.